another gaming Let's Play. Remember, when it comes to award show, why I choose Batman Arkham Asylum, because back then, again, Batman Arkham Asylum, when the game won Game of the Year, there was no biases. I don't think there was one. Alyssa Mercante, you know what? I'm getting tired of talking about Alyssa Mercante. And no, folks, I'm not using the Guardian, okay? No. I'll react to Smash JT's video.
The other day I had Jay Viper on the channel to discuss a very curious topic that he stumbled upon, as he thought it looked odd, almost like Alyssa Mercante was potentially trying to blackmail Geoff Keighley and the Game Awards by exchanging, if she doesn't get invited to them, an article that makes Geoff Keighley and the Game Awards look really bad. And fast forward to now, and she went ahead and published the article that Jay Viper had been expecting. This is in passing. They tagged me and Jay and said, as you both said, there's a link in this post where Alyssa's smear campaign starts for not getting a ticket to the Game Awards. Alyssa saying, clicking through, the majority of the space is sold out, knowing that they use seat fillers and that the most expensive tickets appear to be resellers. Still wild to not set aside tickets for press, developers, and others who work in the industry, which, as me and Jay discussed, they do that. In fact, that they do that for a lot of people in the industry. Alyssa is no longer part of the industry and not getting invited to it. So she went to Blue Cry to cry about it. She said, I asked about Game Awards press tickets in October. Got an email yesterday encouraging me to buy my own, as there were no spares. And she highlights the most expensive one that's over $1,000, and then posts, Geoff Keighley is a performative ally who only when it serves him. No way. And links game developers article. I think it's incredibly stupid of Keighley to collect some of the brightest people in our industry, do nothing but the bare minimum, and expect that we wouldn't say anything about it, said a second anonymous future class alumni. They accused the organization of using marginalized people for, quote, pats on the back. And Jay Viper talked about this future class alumni, and I was like, what the hell is this future class that you're talking about?
I'm probably certain Smash is gonna go through it. Well, one of the people, besides Chris Kendra, there's Marie Kenny. Yeah, Marie Kenny. There are some I couldn't even get to it because, well, Jay Viper scrolled it way too fast.
I hate the stinker hospital.
Yeah, which is difficult to even go so. Where are they? 1, 2. Whoop. Listen, folks. I don't know what to say this. I mean,
clean? This place stinks.
Okay, how am I supposed to say this? Does Alyssa Mercante have enough money left to buy those things? Or generally, I have to know. And also, again... Whoop! I always wonder...
What kind of hospital is this? Looks more like a torture.
How much is it that a defamation lawsuit costs? Seriously, again, folks, I'm trying to think. What is Alyssa Mercante doing? First blackmailing, now she is attacking, and no. I'm not using her Guardian article, okay? No thank you.
I hate hospitals. Always gives me the creeps.
No way. I will not use it unless if I have to. Because I saw the video, which I'm gonna show you soon. There was a wall, or not paywall. Yeah, paywall. Yes, there was a paywall, and I don't know. Here, let me give you an example. One of my family members says that when he needs to read something, for some reason there's a paywall or anything. I mean, now you know why mainstream media, or the journalists, they are now desperate. Let me just finish this.
Man down! Man down! Is anyone gonna help me? Hello? I need help here!
Whoop. Okay. Let me just get myself there before we move on. What the? Anything? Yeah, apologies about the rain, but then again, you know what? Why do we make it a theme? Since we're talking about Alyssa Mercante, I think after this, I'm probably moving on. I think maybe two video about her. Yeah, that's it. We're moving on after this.
And he briefly covered it when we were discussing it in the stream the other day. Let me bring that up here.
Well, okay, so the Arc Raiders review you talked about, right?
Yep.
That guy hates AI. Well, a bunch of people losing their jobs all
Yep.
over the industry, likely to AI. So Future Class, we'll talk about that in a second. They accuse the organization of using marginalized people for pats on the back.
This is the part.
Oh boy. Right up her alley. What do we
Yep.
have here? What's happening? November 7th also. Remember, this is the same
That's
day she's
actually really
complaining about
important one
not
right there.
happening.
If you were a member of the Game Awards Future Class and can speak to your experience, I want to chat with you for The Guardian. DM me or email me, Signal Boost, please. So she's trying to find about people from this thing called the Future Class. And Jay dove into this a little bit in his video, and I'm like, yeah, I don't, these people, whatever, I don't care about. Just a bunch of quote unquote marginalized people that are being put on a list just because they were born a girl or non-binary or identify as I don't even know what the fucking words they use as, or they're black or whatever. And they get put on the list of, oh, you're one of the 50 people because you exist in the game space. So you're part of the futures class. Well, your qualification is you're black, you're gay, you're a lesbian.
That's not
you're
how
a
it
girl,
works, to be honest.
You identify as a dude or a chick. What even is this stuff? And then we get the article. Support the Guardian.
I thought so.
No thanks. We were effectively props. Young stars of game development feel let down by the gaming Oscars. Announced in 2020 by the Game Awards as an inclusive program for the industry's next generation, the Future Class initiative has now been discontinued. Inductees describe clashes with organizers and a lack of support from the beginning. So this is why you never pander to these people, because the second you start to back away from it, they will try to cancel you. It's not worth the risk to even be involved with them.
Yet they continue to do it.
Now we have articles being written by activists in the gaming space trying to push their agenda on people. Video games have long struggled with diversification and inclusivity. Have they? I thought this was the same chick that said the video game industry was diverse.
Yeah, man.
Naturally.
First and foremost, okay, let's put all these marginalized words or diversity all out of the window, okay? This is not working. Alyssa, gaming was still everyone's hobby. It was a nerd's hobby, and this is what happens when we put, or in this case, we let people in. Well, there are some good people, okay? But there are some who like to take advantage, okay? This is what happens when video game became mainstream. For the pros, there were a lot of money, but for the cons, there were bad actors, okay? A lot of them. Many gamers probably regret it, but there was no other chance. What is done is done.
Too easy. Oh, think about it. I got you trapped in a little metal box, hanging precariously over a deadly drop. What say I just blow the emergency brakes and drop you like a sack of puppies? Say goodnight, bats. Boom! Only kidding. Got a few more surprises in store for you. Prepare to face your fears. All of them!
And also, Alyssa Mercante, it's because people like you, these marginalized people, get disliked.
Please, Dr. Crane! There is no Crane. They're all over me! Only Scarecrow. hours. I'm sure you'll be buzzed through when he's ready. Tell me, Bats, what are you really scared of?
Nope.
Failing to save this cesspool of a city. Not finding the commissioner in time. Me in a thong.
So it was no surprise when the Game Awards host producer Geoff Keighley announced the Future Class program in 2020. Its purpose was to highlight a cohort of individuals working in video games as the quote unquote bright, bold, and inclusive future. So when I dive further into this, we got a list of the people. This was
I already saw the list.
2022. Ready? You might actually recognize some names.
Woody Adam is one of them.
Chris Kindred. This is the dude or
Yep,
chick.
that's
I
the
don't
guy.
even know what he
I
or
think he's
she
a dude.
even is.
Smash.
But they are
I think he's
black,
a dude based on his
and they
face.
are, I don't know, marginalized or whatever, trans, whatever they are. I don't know. Nor do I care. But they worked
neither,
at
mate.
Sweet Baby Inc. And they didn't like Cabrutus drawing attention to Sweet Baby
Little
Inc.
bit
when
recap,
Sweet Baby
folks.
Inc. detected the Steam curation group. So Chris Kindred was the one that tried to get Steam to take away all his games and ban him from Steam for daring to make a curation group about Sweet Baby Inc., saying these are games that I, as a gamer, would like to avoid. If you're that scared about someone doing that, it says a lot more about you than anything else. This is also the same Chris Kindred that contacted where I used to work and tried to get me fired by calling me a racist and homophobic and lots of other awful, awful things. And I'm like, well, damn. Thankfully, they contacted me and let me know about it, gave me all the information. I was like, wait a second, Chris Kindred, no way. They gave me the phone number and everything. I looked it up. The phone number that was called from was showed on his own website linking to him. So that's why I was like, I put two and two together when I was researching. I was like, there's no way Chris Kindred actually called where I used to work to try to get me fired. He did. He actually did that. And fun fact, turns out
that's a scummy
that
move.
was, from what I understand, the trigger point for what made Sweet Baby Inc. fire him. Not anything else, but that. Allegedly. This is all from secondhand from what I'm hearing. So I can't confirm any of this, but he is not at Sweet Baby Inc. anymore after that happened. Other people on this congratulate the Future Class. These what high quality people on this list. Mary Kenny, the CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll
I think
save
she's
this
LGBT,
name.
lesbian.
This is my recording.
Again, I don't know what these people, what even they are, nor do I care what they do. They close the bedroom door at night. But she was the one that said, we need to pull every lever to insert LGBTQ narratives into games. All right. That's the Futures Class. These are the people on this list.
It's a scam.
That's the group that you'd want to be associated with. These are the people. You wonder why Geoff Keighley wants nothing to do with these people after the information comes to light. And we have more crying here.
I don't know which one is much more of a scam. DEI, diversity, or in this case, that one. Honestly, folks, it's just that, what's the word I'm looking for? Seriously, I mean, why, Chris? Why do you have to go so far as to dox someone, contact their old job and anything? Huh? I mean, didn't your company, Sweet Baby Inc. says you want to see your video game be public? No? Isn't that what you want? Oops. Sorry.
Please help me, Batman! No!
I swear. And also, I have to ask for Geoff Keighley. Seriously. Why he's still doing it? Damn it. Geoff, listen. Look, I think it's time you stop listening to these people and start listening to gamers. And also, fix your voting system. 90% goes to critics? Yeah, no. Fix it. Make it 50-50. 50% from critics and 50% from gamers, Geoff.
I'm sorry, Jim. Barbara. I'm sorry. I was too late.
I'm sorry. The number you've dialed isn't available. Please leave a message after the tone.
Barbara, are you there?
Please hang up your phone.
Chatting with future class inductees for my latest Guardian, they paint a pretty clear picture of the perils of performative allyship. Thanks to all who spoke with me, and always to Kiza for the chance to do important work. Kiza McDonald, don't gather some of the most brilliant activists in the industry. Brilliant?
Nah,
You're
it's
going to
not.
need to start proving these words. You can't just say these words. They're meaningless. Chris Kindred, brilliant?
No.
Mary Kenny?
No.
Brilliant? No. We know these people.
Yeah, man.
They are not brilliant.
Okay.
They are activists with an agenda.
Yeah, that's right,
that are
mate.
destroying the game industry from the inside out, rotting it to the core. And we're calling them out. They don't like us for that. And then expect us to do nothing about it after the Game Awards canceled its Future Class program. So shout out to Geoff Keighley for a very based move. But you know what's interesting? After this took place, and I started researching it, it wasn't just Alyssa. In fact, when I searched Future Class Game Awards, look at this top stories. The Guardian. This is the one we were just talking about. Alyssa Mercante. Rock, paper, shotgun. The Game Awards Future Class inductees reckon their advocacy might be being punished as program is left by the wayside. The Gamer, 14 hours ago. The Game Awards doesn't care about the future of video games. And then 5 days ago, the Game Awards Future Class program remains on ice. All these articles, the three of these four specifically, are within the past 20 hours. Actually, within the last 17 hours. All three of them. So this is what we would call a coordinated, Alyssa is suing me, saying that I do coordinated videos with other people. This is a coordinated attack
Alyssa.
on the Game Awards. So if Alyssa were successful at suing me for what she calls coordination, Geoff Keighley would have a hell of a case against her, unless she hides behind, well, I'm press, I'm allowed to do it. But this is a coordinated, you can tell just by looking at the hours that these were posted. They're all slamming the Game Awards all at the same time with the same thing. The lack of advocacy for the agenda-pushing activists. Yeah, that's a lot of A's. That's what these people do. When they don't get their way, they start to slander. They start to make you make things up or call people brilliant. And this person must be bigoted or things like that for daring to say, yeah, you guys are fucking cancer.
First and foremost, shout out to Smash JT. That is good. Like I said in my... Okay, I did make a new series in my second channel where I say the reset button. It's called a series called Hit the Reset Button, okay? It's because of this, folks. See, here's the thing. The video game industry, the movie industry, TV shows, video game journalists, and the award show, they all need a complete reset, folks. A complete one. I mean, seriously, they say that, what, 90% of votes come from critics while 10% of votes come from gamers? What kind of voting is that? Seriously, I think that's the first thing. When it comes to award show, that is the first thing. Fix the voting system. Make it 50-50 at least. So I'm not certain how Geoff Keighley is going to do this, but then again, I don't trust Geoff Keighley, and most importantly, because I already checked out at the Game Awards, or in this case, I never watched the Game Awards. I mean, most people who watches the Game Awards, I overheard they say they watch it mostly for the trailers. And again, yes, the one thing that made me checked out of the Game Awards is when they snub Black Myth Wukong. Yeah. Nope, so I'm checked out. And enjoy the cutscene.
Father, you should have stood up to him, son. Like a man. Mom?
Help us, Bruce. Don't let us die.
Oh! One way to end it.